You've been lounging with Skipper. You've been lounging with Skipper.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Loungin with Skip. Been doing this right now. I believe this is episode 24. I'm sitting here right now, man, with a guy from the Midwest, moved out here to pursue his journey and to enhance on his passion and see where his career can go in the entertainment field. This man right here is an actor. He's a comedian, funny guy. He goes by Ricarlo Flanagan.
Yeah.
What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing, bro? Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
All to the good. I'm glad you was able to come through the lounge with me. You know what I'm saying?
No problem. Anytime.
I'm curious because first off, I want people to just, know like background as far as how we met.
Okay.
So one of the barbers I work with by the name of OJ, Ricarlo would come in, and I can kind of tell like his vibe kind of reminded me of somebody from the crib, but like somebody that's like cracking jokes. But you could tell he's a storyteller, and that he has a certain kind of personality about him that has a stand-up comedian kind of vibe to him. So I noticed that, and I noticed when he was coming in, just being able to talk about different shows that he was on and things like that, and that kind of like that interested me. That piqued my interest because of the fact that you were involved in TV and film, and I am as well.
Yeah.
And so I was interested in what it was, and so we happened to have an episode of Shameless on.
Yeah.
And there he was.
Wow.
Also on the Carmichael show.
Yeah.
He was on that too. So I said, this is the brother I need. Once I started the podcast, I was like, in due time, I'm gonna set that up, make it work. We've been talking about it for the past, 3 months, 2 months.
Yeah.
Now we're here.
Here we are.
So let everybody know, man. So where you from?
Oh man, I am from the east side of Cleveland, Ohio. Born and raised, man. Lived there for 20 plus years. You know what I'm saying?
So were you like a funny baby and shit?
You know what? It's crazy because everybody always like has that story of like people saying you were funny. People always did say that I was funny. Like I remember when I discovered I could entertain people. I used to this lady named Darlene Hall. She used to babysit me, right? And she was real good at babysitting. She was almost like a daycare within herself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she even really ran a daycare. I don't know if I was even in it. I don't know. But she was like a real dope babysitter. You know what I'm saying? So she used to plan events for like the kids and stuff to do. You know what I'm saying?
During the time of when she was, babysitting you.
Yeah, she was like she had us do talent shows and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't even know why I did this as a kid, but it was just like an innate natural thing that I did. But she would like play music, right? So I would stand there while the music was playing, and I would just make faces.
While the music was playing?
While the music was playing. During the lyrics, I would just make these weird, funny
So you weren't
faces.
you weren't mimicking the song.
Nah.
You were just making weird, funny faces.
Twisting and contorting my face
to the song.
So
like, what song would it be?
Like they'll play a Run DMC song. Because she would be monitoring it, because she was Jehovah's Witness, so she would monitor the music to make sure there wasn't any cussing in it. Because her sons wanted to, you in the hood, you know what I'm saying? You black, you grew up in the hood. Of course, the music you gravitated to was rap, you know what I'm saying? But we Christians, so, rap music is like, don't touch that. But so she would monitor it to make sure it was appropriate. And while it was playing, I would just be making little faces at them, you know what I'm saying? Scrunching my face up. And they would be laughing so hard. Really? I remember Brian, her son, because we had did a dance routine to Parents Just Don't Understand, right? And I was super young too. Damn, I think about that. But like, he was like, man, you don't even got to dance. He was like, man, we should just play the song and just let you make faces. You know what I'm saying? And that always struck me when he said that. That really struck me. Like yo,
like really, you really would just let me stand here and make faces, and you guys would laugh at that?
Yeah, like, and they was laughing hard too. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like that was a moment where I kind of knew that I could hold people's attention. You know what I'm saying? As a young dude. And
but how old were you during this time?
Man, I couldn't have been any more than 6 years old, probably 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? And
so, you know, okay, so in grade school, were you like the cat that was cracking jokes? Were you the one that was getting laughed at? Like
definitely getting laughed at.
Okay.
Because my mom was a single mother, you know what I'm saying? So I'm wearing Pro Wings from Payless. I'm wearing Attack Forces, you know what I'm saying? Like, barely cool clothes. I'm skinny, funny looking dude, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, like I was getting made fun of, you know what I'm saying? Like, girls ain't like me all like that, you know what I'm saying? Or they'd just be like, ugh, Ricarlo, ugh. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, oh, yeah, bro. For sure, like, yeah.
This was in junior high?
No, this was in, like, elementary. This was my whole school career damn near until, like, late mid high school, you know what I'm saying, when I changed, but like junior high, grade school, all of that like struggle, bro, like just like get made fun of, you know what I'm saying, because also too awkward, because I was awkward because I was really trying to, like I always felt different, you know what I'm saying, because I was trying to find where I fit in the streets and still trying to follow my religion, you know what I'm saying, because I was kind of devout about that because my mom was real devout, you know what I'm saying, and like I really dug it because of the knowledge I learned from reading the Bible and stuff, and like all the.
Now for those that want to know, what religion?
I grew up Jehovah's Witness. I'm a Jehovah's Witness. Okay. So like that's a religion where you study a lot, you know what I'm saying. So that's all I was doing. I wasn't even really coming outside. Like I was. Okay, so here's the crazy part. So I was super like thugged out as a kid, though. Like I was a real badass dude. As a matter of fact, the reason why I ended up staying with Darlene Hall was because I was running the streets. My mom left me at home by myself. So I was I was 5 or 6 when that hit. Because my mom, I could tell you the incident that did it. So I used to sneak out and go to the store. It was a store down the street that had this Double Dragon game, and I used to love video games, right? So I would save up quarters that people gave me, you know what I'm saying? So I had like $4, $5 in quarters, man. So I knew what time my mom would come home. I knew what time she would call, you know what I'm saying? So after she would call and check in, see what I was doing, I snuck down to the store and I'd be playing Double Dragon for like a couple hours, and I'd run to the crib, you know? So
how old was you doing this?
5, about 5.
Damn. 5 years old?
I was wilding, bro. Like I used to like it started at the video game. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like going in there and then running straight back home. But then it ended up with me seeing friends that I knew from like being around the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? So I'm over there playing basketball, I'm ripping and running the streets, bro, just having a blast.
At 6, 7 years old.
Yeah, like 5 or 6, probably 6. Dang. You know what I'm saying? Like just wilding, bro. Like I was having the time of my life, bro. Dang. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking like just going playing basketball. I'm ripping, running. I was wild though. I was wild. You know what I'm saying? By nature, I'm wild. You know what I'm saying? So, then my mother, one day I didn't go to the store. I had actually went out to go get the mail because I knew the mail was coming. For some reason, when you're a kid, getting the mail is special and shit. So, I went out to get the mail. But I made a mistake and locked the door, the big door, so I couldn't get back in. And I was on the porch and the phone rang, and it was my mother, and I didn't answer. And so she called back again, I didn't answer.
But you can hear the phone ring.
I could hear the phone ring, and I'm sitting on the porch like, no, But so
what happened after that?
Instead of this is where I messed up, because instead of just sitting on the porch. Away from my mother.
You went over to a friend's house.
Man, I started running the streets like a dumb. Because I had them quarters in my pocket. So I hit the store. I was like, well, fuck it, might as well. So I hit the store. I started running the streets. And I ran, I was on my way back home, actually, and I saw this girl named Marlena who lived around the corner from my mom. And her mother and my mother was friends. And she was like, Ricky, get your little butt home. Your mother worried sick about you. My mom got home. Little did I know, she been calling around. Have you seen Ricky? Blah, blah, blah. So I got back home. She was sitting on the porch crying. You know what I'm saying? And when I walked out, I'm like, hey, Mom. And I told her, I was like, I got locked out the house. She was crying, you know. She hugged me, man. And I was like, oh, man, everything cool. Man, she took me in the house and whooped my ass.
So why was she crying?
She was crying because she didn't know where I was. Nobody knew where I was, but I finally showed up, you know what I'm saying? And like, man, she was so happy to see me. She cried, hugged me so hard, and took me in the house and whooped my ass.
Okay, so basically she was crying because she pretty much was about to whip your ass.
Yeah,
so it's probably her basically saying, let me cry now because I'm about to whoop this boy's ass.
Yeah, she got all the fear and the tears out. And she was like, I'm going to definitely whoop his ass if he show back up. But she didn't know where I was, so she didn't know if I was going to show back up.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was like, yeah, in hindsight, when you a kid, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't think about other people's feelings like that. You just like, I'm going to go rip and run. But, yeah, like,
so,
she was worried.
Okay, so in junior high school, you was pretty much just trying to like fit in with the crowd. So by you being laughed at, did that force you to say, you know what, I need to be able to lash back out and crack jokes and be able to joan and all that type of stuff?
Most definitely.
And that's where you started doing that?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I remember being on the bus and like I had the whole bus rolling from people ranking me, and then I would rank them.
So pretty much when she came, when you walked up to the house, she was crying because she pretty much was gonna whip your ass.
Yeah, basically like this is my baby, but I gotta tear him up, let him know I ain't playing. You know? So that's exactly what happened. She hugged me for a minute, and she took me in the house and tore me down. You know what I'm saying?
So by you junior high school, and all that grade school, you getting laughed at. Did it ever, by you getting laughed at so much that you had to turn around and be able to joan on other people?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Like, get made fun of for what I'm wearing, or how I look, and I was a snotty nosed kid too, so you know what I'm saying. Like, I had to deal with that. Yeah, people was talking crazy kids.
For real?
Yeah, people used to come at me sideways, but I always retorted back. Like, I wasn't never really. I didn't take much lying down. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I can't. I used to go hard. Like, I've been going hard since a kid. Like, I remember being on a bus, getting dropped off, and we had a whole ranking session because we got bused to the west side. This was in, probably 4th grade, something like that. And so we would come back, and then, like, people would be ranking me, and I ranked them back. We had a whole rank session. I remember one time I was getting off the bus, and Miss Johnson, I used to make Miss Johnson laugh so much. Like, Miss Johnson loved me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she would always be laughing at me, you know what I'm saying? And so she would let me, like, I was like, all right, yo, hold up. And I don't even remember what I said, but I said something, I leveled the whole bus, and I walked off. You know what I'm saying? This was like 4th grade, you know what I mean?
Damn, so you was doing that shit in like 4th grade. Like,
Yeah.
So out there, y'all say ranking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So St. Louis would be like joning.
Yeah, okay.
They call it joning.
Okay.
Was there any comedians that you looked up to that you used to watch back then?
Nah, man, because
you was Jehovah's Witness, so you didn't really watch a lot of TV.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all I would see is like Martin or like Arsenio Hall. You know what I'm saying? Or
the Arsenio Hall show.
Yeah.
So you weren't exposed to going and seeing Harlem Nights or Coming to America.
Bro, it took me forever to see House Party, bro.
Dang.
It took me forever, like years after. You know what I'm saying?
For real?
Yeah, bro. Like, I barely saw Coming to America because my mother wouldn't let me watch it because I was too little. And like, hindsight, watching the movie is nothing. It's literally nothing in there. But and also, okay, so like they had a VCR, which was a big deal at that time.
Yeah.
And like, they had the TV version of the movie. You know what I'm saying? So she tripping on the TV version of the movie. So I finally saw the real movie like years later. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't get a chance to get those influences young. But then, like, when I was on punishment, like, the only thing I could do was go to the library and get tapes or like CDs. You know what I'm saying? So I did get a Martin album.
What album was that?
That was the
What, You So Crazy? Because that was a movie.
Yeah, no.
So you never went and saw the Stand Up, You So Crazy movie?
I didn't see that till years later.
Wow.
But I remember listening to a Martin album and enjoying it. Like, I would be going to sleep. Like, the same way I listened to The Chronic. I listened to The Chronic in bed. From beginning to top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? I listened to Doggy Style in bed.
While
I was going to sleep. And it was like listening to a movie. You know what I'm saying? And then like Martin was the same shit. Like I could literally felt like I was there. I would be in the bed, eyes closed, about to doze off, but like I was half sleep, half woke listening to Martin. You know what I'm saying? It's like kill the crowd. These people laughing. He's saying all kind of stuff. It was an album when he was on the cover, like, you know, with his arms out, stuff like that. It was so long ago, but man, I remember going to bed and listening to that stuff.
So when did okay, so things begin to change for you mid high school time, late high school. What was it that changed?
Oh man, so I had got a job, so I could afford to buy my own clothes. And that's and you know, my mom had got married when I was 10, so like that struggle of, because they wouldn't buy me school clothes, but my dad was seeing money to buy school clothes. So, like, I started dressing a little bit better, but those clothes would be worn out by the time middle of the school year. The tennis shoes, the new tennis shoes. Because, you know how it is. You go school clothes shopping. Yeah. You come first half of the school year fresh in the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But then, like...
First few months, first couple months.
Fresh. You know what I'm saying? I'm fresh.
Then 88. Right.
Then a few months roll past and I ain't as fresh as the rotation. I got the clothes in the rotation, you know what I'm saying? So I got these corduroy jeans. I wear these Monday and Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? I got the regular jeans. I wear them Tuesday and Thursday. Then Friday I come with the other jeans. But my routine is known because, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm getting made fun of because I ain't got...
Right, because basically it's an everyday thing you at school. So kids, you know, they don't give a shit.
Nah.
They saying whatever's on their mind.
Yep, and you know
they
parents,
all start noticing.
Yeah, they parents looking out for them, like their parents buying them brand new clothes. You know what I'm saying? Shoes, and like you know you broke when you only go school clothes shopping one time for the year. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't a first few months of school, then the middle of the school year clothes. Then you know what I'm saying? New shoes come out. Oh, I'm getting these. Man, I ain't had no hopes of getting no Jordans. You know what I'm saying? like they'll be talking about new shoes coming out, and I just be sitting there, really? What they gonna look like? Oh man, they come to school, y'all, and I'll be like, they come to school, and I'm like, yo, them dope, like, you know what I'm saying? Chopping it up. Cause see, the thing about me was, I was bummy, but I was always cool with the dudes who wasn't bummy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so even like they made fun of me too, and they ostracized me. The girls definitely ostracized me, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't dressed like them. I had my hair cut like them, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom used to cut my hair like with scissors, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So
what year was this?
Oh man, I know it was like the 90s, like I know I was in.
Was Pac still alive?
Yeah.
Pac dead?
I think Pac was actually establishes himself when I was little. You know what I'm saying? Like Pac, like Juice. I didn't see Juice till years later. You know what I'm saying? So like, but that Juice came out in my childhood. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So tell me this. Okay. So boom, you graduated from high school. When did you graduate?
I graduated in 2001.
You graduated from high school in 2001?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 2001. You graduating.
Yeah.
Now what?
Now I'm working in a barbecue.
Now tell me, hold on. Now the first job that you had when you were trying to buy your own clothes, what job was that?
At the barbecue.
Okay.
Because when I was about 12 years old, and a guy named Virgil Whitmore, we call him Butch, he came up to me when I was at the Kingdom Hall one day. He was like, "You don't do nothing, do you?" And I said, "What you mean?" He said, "You don't work, do nothing." I said, "No." He was like, "I'm gonna talk to your mother." So he talked to my mom, and next thing I know, I'm waking up on a Saturday at 4 in the morning, and this dude coming to pick me up, take me to his barbecue. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that dude changed my life, man, because that dude kept me out the streets. Because I definitely was like attracted to the streets.
Because you wanted more.
I wanted more.
You was tired of looking all bummy. You was tired of being looked at like what's called. You saw how easy it was to possibly get involved in the streets, get it popping. You know what I'm saying, and get that quick money, and not be ostracized anymore, and not be looking bummy, and be fresh to death. And now you just graduated from high school, so it's a whole new you, a whole new swag, a whole new vibe, and you finna take it there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's where I'm at mentally. But here's the kicker. Here's why that didn't happen. So when I graduated high school, I was living in the basement of a lady who his daughter, Virgil Whitmore's daughter. I was living in her basement because I had got kicked out the year prior. So I graduated school a year later. You know what I'm saying? So I was at school.
So you was a bad kid.
You know what? Okay, so here's why I got kicked out. I got kicked out because when my mom got married, she married a dude who was an alcoholic, you know. And so they would get into arguments all the time, you know what I'm saying? And when your environment is peaceful, and then here comes somebody disrupting that environment and like making your mom cry, like you hearing your mother cry on a regular basis, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody's going to take that lying down, you know what I'm saying? And so I used to always step to him about my mom, you know what I'm saying? Like I never really. Like I bust in their room while they're arguing. I'm sick of y'all arguing, you know. Or like, you know, I remember one time, man, my mom was leaving, right? So my little brother, she was taking him, you know. So she told me to hold his hand while she went and got the car warmed up. So I was holding his hand, and then his father came in, and he was like, let go of his hand. I was like, nah, my mom told me to hold his hand. He said, I said let go. So he reached and he touched my hand. And when he touched my hand, I grabbed him, threw him to the ground, you know what I'm saying? I was like, no, I told you, don't put your hand on me, you know. And my mom came in, grabbed my little brother and dipped, you know what I'm saying? Left me there fighting this dude, you know what I'm saying? And
her husband?
Yeah.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? And
how old was you?
Shit, I was probably maybe 15, 14, 15, something like that, you know what I'm saying? And
that's interesting, like, you know, you putting it like that, because, you know what I'm saying, like my stepson, like he's 14, about to be 15. Yeah. So it's things like that kids don't forget. Yeah. And so you know, as the male of the household, you gotta, you know what I mean, you gotta be that not father figure, but that role model, so to speak. To guide him, to show him how to be a man in the house. Yeah. And so at that particular point in your life, you seeing this man treating your mother a certain way, how your mother was feeling, and that made you, no matter what, just respect, not even respect what that man was even on because of how he was treating your mom. Yeah. And he's coming home, he's drunk every day. All the time. Yeah. Big ass arguments, you know what I'm saying? This dude would accuse her of stealing his tools. And it's like, what was she doing? What was she doing with the tools? Was she fixing something? My mom ain't fixing nothing, you know what I'm saying? Just like, it's just constant conflict. And we, you know, I told him he was stupid a couple times. Like, I just really kind of, you know, didn't respect how he acted, you know what I'm saying? Because I had respect for him, but when he started acting like that, I didn't respect that. And he had zero desire to change, you know what I'm saying? And like, good, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I just wasn't like, I just, it's hard to deal with. So, but see, he turned her against me. Man, it's a whole other time. Yeah. But you know what's funny? Yeah. I'm not gonna say funny, but what's interesting? Yeah. The fact that you dealing with that could be the reason that sparks the funniness in you. Yeah, yeah. Because you see the funny in everything, even the downside of stuff. Yeah. Matter of fact, when I try to tell jokes about it, but people, they get so uptight because to them it's so tragic. But to me, it's just really part of life. Like, it's just something that, you know, you go through and you get past, so you can talk about it in a light fashion. You know what I'm saying? Because like my old dude, he would drink. Growing up, he was, you know, come home and he'd be drunk and shit, and then he'd pass out on the floor. And then, like, you know, me being junior high, coming home and seeing him passed out on the kitchen floor, I'm like, well, shit, I just leave him there. Like, You know, my mom wouldn't be there. I think my sister would probably be gone too, so it'd be just me and him there. And I just let him just stay there, and then he'll wake up mad. He'd be like, I'm like, but why are you mad? Why are you mad at me?
Yeah.
But you know, I look at like he was mad at himself because he was kind of embarrassed. The fact that he passed out on the kitchen floor. Like, tripping off it now as a grown man, if I had 13-year-old son in the house with me and I'm passed out on the kitchen floor, I obviously would wake up mad too at myself. Like, what the fuck am I on? Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And why is he just letting me lay here doing this?
Yeah.
I feel stupid. I feel kind of, kind of less than.
Well, see, that dude, that guy, he was mad he had a lot of anger in him. He was mad at my dad, and he was mad at life, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he was projecting, you know what I'm saying, in hindsight, you know what I mean? Because, like, my dad, the first time my dad met him, he kind of punked him. Because my dad was, at that time, you know, my dad is you know, a street guy, you know what I mean? So, like, he wasn't really, and he was like a hard-ass dude, you know what I'm saying? So, he wasn't no really like nice guy like that, you know what I mean? But also he was a no nonsense person. But the way he came at my dad kind of responded in kind, you know, because when they first met, I remember my mom dropped me off over there. He was in town because he was in the military, and my mom brought Mike, her husband, over there, and. You know, she's like, hey, this is my boyfriend Mike, and my dad was like, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro? And he was like, hey, man, he was like, we're gonna have to get together and talk about Ricky, man. And my dad looked at him, he said, what? He said, nigga, that's my son. We ain't got shit to talk about. He slammed the door in his face, you know what I'm saying? Now, in hindsight, was that the best way to respond to that when he was obviously kind of shook of my dad and was just trying to make conversation, you know? But my dad just, nonsense guy, you know what I'm saying? So, my Uncle Lynn had just got out the pen. He was sitting right over there too, so definitely didn't want no smoke. But at the same time, like that meeting with him, and it's a couple other instances that my dad would probably get mad about if I talked about him. So, but like, you know what I'm saying, like he, instead of the best way he responded to my dad was to treat me a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened in the house. So. When it came down to it, you ended up leaving the house. You was in the basement. I got kicked out. So what happened was I had been with my friend all day. His pops had an aneurysm that day, so we was at the hospital with him. And when we came back, he was stumbling around in the driveway, and he was like, "Yeah, y'all seen Trina?" This is talking about mom, And I'm like, "Well, where's my mom at?" He was ignoring me. I'm like, "Hey, where's my mother at?" He's like, "Oh, y'all hear something? Because I don't hear shit." And so I was like, oh, okay, I know what's going on. They got into it. So I went around the corner. My mom was over at Miss Williams' house. And so I was like, man, I'm sick of this dude, man. I think I'm going to have to take this dude. So we go over to the house, and I'm going over there to fight him, That was what was in my heart because I was just tired of this dude, But I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go get my little brother, and I'm going to bring him over here. You know what I'm saying? But it really set an alarm off in me because she left my brother there. She would never leave my little brother there, you know what I'm saying? I was her baby, you know what I'm saying? And when I went over there, we got into a shouting match, you know what I'm saying? Make a long story short, he take a knife out. I grabbed his arm, I pushed him. But when I grabbed him, I pushed him, I had tripped over this chair because I pushed him in the china cabinet. And when I tripped, he had kind of overpowered me and he stabbed me, you know what I'm saying? My arm right there. So, when he stabbed me, my mom had kicked him off for like a day or something. And then he came back a couple days later, you know what I'm saying? And
shit, I mean, at that point, he stabbed you, like, that's it. Like, it's no reason to even... Is he still around?
Yeah, they still married.
Oh, okay.
And, matter of fact, when he came back, we had went to a meeting that night and we came back home. He's like, hey, I need to talk to you. So I'm like, okay. And he's like, do you respect me? I said, no. He said, well, you need to find a place to stay in. So I left that night. And I ended up staying in the basement of her house. And that's where I was when I graduated high school. So that was what led to me being extra bummy that year because I was going through some shit, you know what I'm saying? And like, when I finally graduated a year later, You know what I'm saying? I was just in a different. I had a job. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't making the money I should have been making.
So this whole time, did it ever cross in your mind that you wanted to move, that you wanted to leave?
Home? Or?
Yes, home. That you wanted to leave that city, that you wanted to go somewhere new. When did that point come in your life where you said, I need to move to LA?
Much later.
Because obviously at this point, you guys going through life, certain things that was happening, certain turmoil. Now in the process of all this, were you still maintaining a sense of humor? But you weren't thinking about being a comedian. It was just your life that you were living.
Nah.
Okay.
Because I was trying to find my way. Like I was trying to dig out the hole. You know what I'm saying? Like I was set back. I was depressed by that situation. I moved forward. Like I got a good job as I got about maybe I was 19 or 20. I got a job at a call center because of a friend of mine named Mike. Who and I was trying to break away from the lady I was staying in her basement. You know what I'm saying? And, because I saw that she was just trying to mold me into working there forever, and I didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So like that, the desire to get out of that barbecue was so strong in me that I like started to make, because I've been in different positions in my life where I've always had to make a hard decision, whether it was going to be stay there or make a move so I can get away and do what I need to do for me. You know what I'm saying? And, that came a couple times in my life. It came with her because we had got close, but I saw she was trying to mold me into something that I didn't want to be, and so I had to get away from her. Then a time came in my life where I had the choice of leaving Cleveland and going to Detroit, and I had to leave Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? So that's what started my journey when my dad offered me to come with him and stay, and finish school.
And where?
In Detroit.
Okay. So you left Cleveland and moved to Detroit.
Moved to Detroit. That's what changed my life.
And you went to college?
Yeah, I went to college. My dad, that was his requirement. My dad, he was like, you got to be in school if you want to come up here and live with me. You got to turn things around. Because I think my dad came into town and saw me, and I was definitely like not in a good place. You know what I'm saying? He could see that. He could see that. And it was weird because like when I was 18, I went to visit him, and I told him that I wanted to live with him, at 18, but it just like his circumstances couldn't really afford it. He was married, and he had got into it with his current wife at that time, and they ended up getting divorced, and it just wasn't conducive at that time. But it came back around. You know what I'm saying? Like I think God put it in his heart. Yeah. Because this is a man who I'd never lived with. You know what I'm saying? Like we always had a relationship, but it wasn't a close, like, he didn't raise me. You know what I'm saying? So, but he always was in my ear. He was always go to college, man. What you gonna do? Blah blah.
So what college did you end up going to in Detroit?
I started off at Macomb Community College, and then I went to Oakland. Okay. And then
is that a university?
Yeah.
Or like
Oakland University.
A JUCO.
It's a JUCO. The Macomb is a JUCO. Okay. And Oakland is a university.
Okay.
And I went and finished up there.
And got your bachelor's.
Yep.
Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. And when did you get your bachelor's?
That was 2007.
2007.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we are, 2007. Still no sign of no thought of stepping out, being a comedian, any of that. Okay.
Nope. None of that. Nothing.
Now keep in mind, people. We're looking at 11 years ago.
Yeah.
So, what was it in you that sparked you to say, I want to move to LA?
Well, I had started doing comedy in Detroit after I had graduated. And
what sparked that? What started that?
So my dad was like, yo, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm grown, I'm finished school. He's like, man, you gotta get up out of here, bro. I'm like, all right, well, I found a job in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So I moved over there, but I didn't have anything to do. I saw this poster. It said free comedy classes, right? While I was in Ann Arbor. So I was like, well, I don't know nobody in this town. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm gonna take these comedy classes. Because I had quit rapping to go live with my dad. That was one of the stipulations.
So you was rapping?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I had a song on the radio.
Okay, so I didn't know you was rapping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was heavy into it. I had met a dude named Mike Vasquez called himself Guards Infinite, and he was a producer. And we had met through, I think, mutual friends, or he saw me somewhere. Because I would go to places and like freestyle and stuff. It was weird too, because like when I would rap for people, they would like look at me like, you know what I'm saying? That's you. So
your song was on the radio in Detroit?
No, in Cleveland. In Cleveland, we had did a freestyle called Cleveland Shit, right? Busta Rhymes had did this song called New York Shit, and we took the instrumental, and I got an idea from it was a DJ, his name was Terry Irvin. He called me up one day. It was like, hey man, why don't you and Guards do a remix of this called Cleveland Shit instead of New York Shit? So we did it. I ran home, you know what I'm saying? Me and Guards busted it out. We got it to Terry. Terry gave it to Mick Boogie. Mick Boogie played it, and it went crazy, like in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Like it went so crazy that Interscope sent some people over there to find out why that record was BDSing so hard. And it was because we had made that freestyle. Everybody was playing it. Everybody in the city. So, but while doing that, that was one of the better times of my life, because like I had almost like had a hit record, kind of, you know what I'm saying? So like in the underground scene, like it's a great feeling to get like respect in your city. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Now this is when, but you had moved, or this is before you moved?
This is before I moved. This is like right before, like
before you moved with your dad.
A couple of years before I moved with my pops. Yeah.
Okay.
So I get because I actually had I was talking to a chick from Atlantic Records named Brandy, and another dude that I met named Reza. He was from Interscope, and I was kind of getting friendly with them, almost to the point where if I had finessed it correctly, I probably could have got a deal. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, a dude named Powell, she had called looking for hot artists, and he gave her my number. And so yeah, that was like I almost had a deal, but it didn't. It wasn't meant, I don't think, because
I mean, obviously.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because my dad, it's funny because right around that time is when my dad made that offer, and he said, I was like, so am I gonna have to quit rapping and stuff? He was like, yeah, you know. And I was like, okay. Because I had to put everything down and finish school, because that's what he wanted me to have a degree, you know. And
so you out there staying with him.
Yeah.
He's like, you okay? You gotta do something.
Yeah.
So what? Now you're like, man, I need to. So you start doing. You say you started taking comedy class.
Took a comedy class, and it just fit me. Like the moment I learned comedy,
it was like the young boy with making the faces.
Yeah.
That part of you kind of came back out. Now as an adult, and you're like, man, this feels the same way it felt. Like I feel the same way I felt when I was making those faces as a kid.
Yeah, immediate, bro. Like when I started going to open mics, because the class was cool, but like I wasn't really learning anything in the class.
It's like reading a book versus getting out there and doing it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And like when I started doing it, people were responding to it immediately, and like I was like, oh shit, I think I found something. You know what I'm saying? So I kept working, I kept going to open mics. Like it just became a part of my life. I put everything to the side and focused on it. You know what I'm saying? And
so you would work, but still go to open mics.
Still go to open mics, and like then I would regularly start. Then one time I did this guy named Roger at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase. He said he saw something in me from the beginning, and he started letting me host shows. So I do 5 minutes up front, 10 minutes up front, then bring up the feature, then bring up the headliner. You know what I'm saying? Like I learned comedy on a professional level. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you do comedy in the hood, it's just like you go up, do your time, then you the host, and you got to do time in between each act. But professionally, you do your time, then just bring up the next act, keep the show going. You know what I'm saying? So it was a difference. I learned the difference between mainstream comedy and underground comedy. You know what I'm saying? And like it was the response I got, and literally I started working in comedy. Probably like a couple years in. You know what I'm saying? Like going around to different clubs. I went to a club called Joey's in Livonia, Michigan, and the booker there, she booked me to feature. She saw me at an open mic and booked me to feature. She gave me a feature date, which was a 30-minute set, right? So that was my first 30-minute set. So she gave me 4 months to prepare for it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to work hard to get 30 minutes of material. So that's what got me going to open mics more frequently. I started getting insane about writing my jokes, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I really learned the craft. So it was almost like the universe just put me on my path right when I got out of my dad's house, you know what I'm saying? And I've been doing comedy ever
since.
Yeah.
And that was 07.
That was 07. That was 07 to probably like 2012. And then 2013 I moved out here to LA. You know
so for them 5 years, you was doing your thing in the city.
For sure. Definitely.
Building your name up.
Yeah, like people showed me love immediately. Like Mike Bonner, who was a comic from Detroit. He was like one of the most famous comics ever from Detroit. He like saw me and took me. He started. I went to did a church show with him. He started taking me around. He used to book this spot in Southfield, Michigan. It was like a real hood club, and it was like a restaurant and bar, you know what I'm saying? It was real popular. Like, I bombed there, I did good there, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was all like everything I needed, or the whole education, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember distinctly, there's a chick named Shani D. I had bombed real bad the previous show, right? So we had 2 shows that night. And she was talking to me, and she was like, okay, well, you know, comedy takes 2 things. She's like, this is what you're gonna need: a lot of prayer and practice, but a lot of prayer. Because I had did so bad that she was just like, yeah, you need to go back to the drawing board. And I'm very thankful that I bombed, because it showed me, like, first of all, you got to go in with full confidence. Like, you can't go on stage timid in front of any crowd, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I kind of was. Like, I was trying to impress, and I was timid. I wasn't really who I was supposed to be. But me and Darius Bennett, who was another guy who did it with me, we both bombed that day, you know what I'm saying? Because they just wasn't on it, what we was talking about, you know what I'm saying? But then I did good the next show, but it didn't matter, because that the feeling of bombing earlier was stuck with me. The ride home, that's all I'm thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I bombed, bro. Like I was awful, you know what I'm saying? Why was I awful? What's wrong with what I'm saying? So I just continue to write and just try to go around and get better. I started going to different rooms, you know what I'm saying, and really just expanding it, and just doing it so much, really kind of, I got into the routine, and it felt the same way it felt when I was rapping, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I had made like a bunch of material rapping, and it felt natural, but I was still in a bad place in Cleveland, because I was still trying to go to the hall. I was still trying to, like, you know, straddle the fence per se. I wasn't really fully dedicated rap wise, you know what I'm saying? I could create, but like I didn't feel loose. I definitely wasn't the artist I should have been. And that's why I want to make music again, because I think now I'm in a better place where I can really focus on it, you know what I'm saying?
So, boom, 2012 you said?
Yeah.
You came out here, what month?
2013. I came out in the summer. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was the summer. So I want to say June.
So you've been out here 5 years?
Yeah.
Does it feel like 5 years?
No.
Does it feel longer or shorter?
Shorter. Feel like yesterday.
Like it flew.
Like I just got here. I still see shit that's new to me here. You know what I'm saying? This is a big place. You know what I'm saying? And I had to really adjust to life here. Like, I had to learn.
Did you drive here, or did you?
I drove here.
I
packed up a 2002 Ford Taurus.
Okay.
All my stuff up in there. You know what I'm saying? And I hit it. Like, I went.
Was folks back home like, man, you ain't going nowhere, and all that? Was people excited for you that you would leave here? Or?
You know what? A lot of cats that I grew up with, they didn't really know what I was up to, or like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a few, like I went back home and told them, like my homeboy P, he was always encouraging about it. He's like, yeah, you know, go do your thing, you know. But I don't know if in the back of their mind they was like, he'll be back. You know what I'm saying? Because they never told me don't do it. You know what I'm saying? They always just like, go do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Or just like I had, and as a matter of fact, some of my childhood friends, we had lost touch, and we wasn't really associating all like that, you know what I'm saying? Because people get busy, you know what I'm saying? My homeboy Drake, who was my best friend I grew up with, he went to the Army, you know what I'm saying? And my homeboy Perez, he was just all in the streets doing whatever. And we just never connected like that. When I had left to go to Detroit, you know what I'm saying? He had kind of took it personal. You know what I'm saying? So we hadn't really jigged like that, and so I didn't really have any detractors, except it was one guy who was a detractor. He was a guy who I had looked up to as a mentor in comedy, and he was really trying to discourage me from going.
Damn.
And
why do you think that?
I really don't know, man. I think a lot of it had to do with him wanting me to stick around and like, cause those were good times. We was having fun. Like I was in Toledo. I was going out there hosting those shows. Toledo's another place I got my chops. And I would go on the road, or you know what I'm saying. We had got close. You know what I'm saying. I guess he kind of may have taken it personal. You know what I'm saying. Like that I was breaking up a good thing that we had. You know what I'm saying. And also because he started acting so weird, bro. Like we had got into it. As a matter of fact, that's kind of what like our relationship ain't even really the same today, because I had a situation where I was working at the club, but I was staying in a hotel across the street, right? Now, I was in an expensive hotel, and, you know, unless the people hook you up, like, you don't really, you know, get a room. So I had the other guy, the other general manager, got me a room, but he told me not to tell the other general manager. So we had gotten a situation where they was both in the same room at the same time, and she asked me where I was staying at. Yeah. So I made up a lie of, you know, where I was staying, because the dude was in the room and he was standing back there. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of stuck in a rock and a hard place. Like, am I going to front on this dude, you know, who hooked me up? You know what I'm saying? Or am I going to tell this lady who's nice to me too, or hooked me up a lot too, but I can't just put my man out there like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I just lied to her, you know what I'm saying? He took it personal, like I lied to him. And when I went back to her and apologized, and she accepted my apology, but he started, like, you know what I'm saying, talking down on me to other people and stuff like that. So that kind of like, that was like my main detractor, you know what I'm saying? And
so you moved out here.
Yeah.
How was it? You know, finding a job? Did you find a job? Did you start working? Like, how did all that go about?
So when I came out here, I was crashing on the couch of a comic named Mike Malone. He had just moved there not too long ago too. They had a nice little studio in Hollywood, and so they let me crash on the couch for like 2 weeks while I tried to find my way. And I was like,
you said so he's a comedian out here?
Yeah, he's a comic too. I had met him actually in Michigan, and we have been on the road together a couple times. Like, I knew him pretty well, you know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, shout out to Mike Malone too, man, because I actually did a house set for him in Koreatown, and he actually is one of the people who helped me realize why I need to live in close to Hollywood now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I had crashed on their couch, or their airbed actually, for like 2 weeks. And so I was walking around putting my applications in places, my resume online, and the lady had called me, and I got an interview at this place in Chatsworth, California called National Notary Association. So I nailed that interview. I got that job in like 2 weeks. So, but I was sleeping in my car because the 2 weeks was up with them. So I had to pack my shit and leave, you know what I mean? And so I was on Craigslist looking for a place, and that's where I found the place that I live at now for the next month, you know what I'm saying? And
so, how long was you sleeping in your car?
Let's see. Yo, that's crazy. Like, it was a good 4 months, as a matter of fact.
You were sleeping in your car for 4 months.
I was for 2 of the months I was. So I was finding places to park, you know what I'm saying? Yo, one time.
No, go ahead. One time.
Oh, well, one time I was in Burbank. I was sleeping in the mall in Burbank.
I think so.
So it's the Flappers Comedy Club right there on the corner.
Yeah, I think
and then
so.
right across the street, it's like a PF Chang's, and next to there's a Sears or the big mall. So I was sleeping in that parking structure, bro. One day I tried to sneak up in the mall and like go in the bathroom sink, you know, do a little wash up or whatever, like a little homeless bird bath. Yeah. And the motherfucking security guard walked in on me, you know what I'm saying, while I was bird bathing, you know what I mean? And like, that was one of the most embarrassing moments of my life right there. Because he was just like, oh, you gotta get the fuck out of here, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I definitely.
So you were sleeping in your car for 2 months?
2 months. riding around, finding places to park, and had a job too. You know what I'm saying? So after, because I was stacking my money up, so after 2 months sleeping in my car and not really being able to like, you know, take that, I started sleeping at this motel in North Hollywood. It was a Momo. It was a dirty little, little Momo where people come and, you know, they knock down some prostitutes or something, and then they, you know what I'm saying, or chop their work up and, you know, hit the streets with it or whatever.
Off what street?
Lancashire. Let's see, that's Lancashire.
So you was paying like nightly or?
Yeah, week. It's $50 a night, so I would go get like 2-3 days. I'll stay over the weekend, you know what I'm saying? Like, just so I can have a place to put my stuff, take a shower, you know what I'm saying? And like,
freshen up and get.
Yeah, you know, have it like, so I wasn't sleeping in my car, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like much better. As a matter of fact, it was right next to a homeless shelter. You know what I'm saying? I funny story, I had walked out and I was walking in my car and I seen this chick take it, like, okay, so they had a window in the bathroom, but it wasn't one of those fogged up windows. It was like a clear ass window. And the window was in the shower. Usually those windows
She's straight there taking a shower.
Bruh, when I tell you, she was fine as hell though.
Damn,
like,
bro.
I'm talking like one of the baddest bitches I had ever
For
seen.
real?
And she was in the homeless shelter, bro. She was in there, I'm talking ass, titty out, everything. Just washing, you know what I'm saying?
Was she
and
black, white? What?
Black.
For real?
She was black. She was dark skinned. I'm talking like, you know what I'm saying? She long ass hair was wet. And like, I wasn't trying to stare because I'm trying to respect, you know what I'm saying?
So this is at nighttime?
No, this was in the morning on my way to work.
And you walk into your car?
I walk into my car, I'm putting my stuff in my trunk because I'm not going to leave my bag here. I throw my bag in the trunk, I close the trunk, I look up, baddest body I've seen in a minute.
Just in the window, just taking
in
a
the
shower.
window, just soaping up, wiping her body, you know what I'm saying? And I made eye contact, and I'm like, I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? And she was like almost like it was okay, like and I was just looking like, I was like, man, I gotta get the hell out of here. I'm gonna be late to work, but I wanted to finesse that situation so bad, but I was just like, this is such weird circumstances, like I can't. I was like, I gotta go, like so I just like awkwardly like, all right, you know, take it easy.
Welcome to LA.
And she just waved at me goodbye like it was nothing. I'm seeing everything.
Damn.
And she ain't even care. Like, matter of fact, when I got in the car and I'm backing out and I look up at the window, she washing herself in a special place while looking at me in the eyes. And I'm like, oh man,
now do you look back at a time like that? Like maybe you should have hollered at, like,
I mean,
maybe you should have went up to the window like, what's up? You know what I mean?
I got the Momo right there, but I was like, you know what? I was like, no,
because you was on your grind and you was. You know, you're not in a better, you know, in any better of a situation than what she's in. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like you're on your way to work.
Yeah.
You're trying to make your money.
Yeah, man.
You just, you know what I mean? So your mind was in a different place.
I've had to, like, my mind hasn't been on that in quite some time because I'm really trying to get where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can't afford any kind of distractions or any kind of roadblocks. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of those things where. It seems like that's common out here. Like, you'll be focused on something, but something is right there that can distract you from where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
And it can even be such little things as that, because let's just say you stood there any longer, you may have been late to work.
Yeah, for sure. Because the way things was looking, like you could have really like holler at it or something, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And you were probably running behind, probably barely making it to work on time as it is.
I was on my like third occurrence, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, so that is life,
and
though.
And you never saw her since.
Never saw her again. Never saw her again. But like, that's life, because life presents you with them traps.
Yeah.
And those are decisions you make, you know what I'm saying, that dictate your future. You know what I'm saying? So
now, So boom, you started going on auditions and things of that nature. Did you come out here and sign up with Central Casting, becoming in background? Or?
Nah, I took the long route.
Okay.
So comedy wise, what changed me, what put me in the game really, I did Stand Up for Diversity, NBC Stand Up for Diversity, and I wasn't gonna do it.
It's called who?
It's Stand Up. It's called NBC Stand Up now, but it used to be called Stand Up for Diversity, which was a program that they had to get people of color involved and in front of the network because you know what I'm saying, they were trying to change the culture and add more diversity. So I had made it to the finals of that, but that's a crazy story.
That was a show.
That was a so it was like a cattle call basically, like. And I wasn't gonna do it, man. As a matter of fact, because I was at work talking to people, and I remember telling them like, "Yo, I got this opportunity to do stand up NBC in San Francisco. I wonder if I should go do it." And he was like, "Yeah, why the fuck not? You came all the way out here, to do that." So I went up to San Francisco. I had like maybe $200. So I bought a ticket, a megabus ticket up to San Francisco. I walked all the way to the downtown area to find this club. I slept outside the club that night.
Slept outside the club in what?
In the street.
Damn.
Slept like right outside. The club was in this pavilion. It's in the financial district in San Francisco.
Okay.
So they only taking their first 100 people. So thousands showed up. So you got to find a position in line.
You gotta make sure that you're there.
Because they only taking 100 people. So I lucky for me, I was number 56. But I slept outside that club that night.
Was other people out there sleeping too?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, people was holding spaces for each other, going to Starbucks, getting coffee, coming back, you know what I'm saying? And like I was sitting right where I was sitting and I wasn't budging. Like I slept right on the ground out there. I woke up that next morning, they came, they started handing out numbers. And I got number 56. I went in there and did my 3 minutes, and I came and did another 3 minutes. Then I came and did another 3 minutes. I made it to each round.
After sleeping on the floor.
After sleeping on the ground the night before. I ended up, as a matter of fact, making it to the final round, which was the next day. Okay. So I ended up having to stay in San Fran an extra day. So I had to walk around and find a place to sleep till Sunday. So I had to walk through that whole downtown. I found this shitty hotel. Yo, this hotel was trash, bro. Like it was an old building, you know what I'm saying? Like the Carter on New Jack City. You know what I'm saying?
You seen that?
Yeah.
You seen the New Jack City.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now when did you see New Jack City after
Years later. Years later.
Okay.
Not when it came out at all, for sure.
So you was up in the spot, boom, okay, so then what? Now San Fran, you there?
I'm there.
Second day?
The second day I found a place to sleep. I go to the club that night, we do the show.
This show was on TV? This was on...
No, it wasn't on TV. This was at the comedy club in front of the executives for NBC.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, one of the judges actually books the Tonight Show now. I made it to that final round. So that final round was a 5-minute set, you know what I'm saying? And I killed, you know what I'm saying? Like I had a good set, and I made it to the finals, which was at the Hollywood Improv. Okay. Out here, and that put me in front of the industry, you know what I'm saying? And through that, I got on Last Comic Standing.
Last Comic Standing?
Yeah, on NBC.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did that come up?
That came out in 2014. I was on season 9. Made it to the semifinals, so I was on like 2 episodes. Because they had cut it down. It used to be like 20-something episodes, but they cut it down to 9 episodes because the show wasn't as popular as it was previous years. So they kind of like shaved it down. But like, I made it on that show, and then from there, my agent, the guy who's my agent now.
How'd you end up getting the agent?
He saw me on Last Comic Standing.
Okay.
He was my manager.
You see how everything kind of just boom, boom, boom. Okay, so he saw you on there, and then boom, now he became your agent. Yeah. Then what?
Well, he was my manager first.
Okay, so he became your manager.
And then he got hired by an agency and took me with him.
Okay.
But I made him look good because I had booked a role on the Mick.
Mick.
Yeah, on Fox. It was a show this chick had from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. She had her own show called The Mick. And I booked the part on there playing a security guard at a baseball game. And
you had a speaking role?
Yeah, I had a line. What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? And
now something like that, do you see residual?
Yeah.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. And I booked this other show called Walk the Prank, which is a Disney show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walk the Prank.
Walk the Prank.
Walk the Prank.
It's a prank show. It's like a little kids prank show. Though.
Okay.
It's on Disney. I played security guard at the school on there. Yeah. Speaking of residuals.
Yeah. We'll get.
Shout out to Disney.
Right. Yeah.
Shout out to Walt Disney Pictures.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Big shout out.
For real?
Shout out, yeah. Walt Disney.
For the show, for what show?
For Walk the Prank.
For Walk the Prank.
Shout out Walk the Prank.
And what year was that?
That was last year.
Oh, that was last year.
No, wait. No, I did it. I'm sorry. When I first booked it, that was 2015.
Okay.
When I booked it.
Okay.
But
you was on how many episodes of that?
5.
5 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
5 episodes.
So speaking of residuals, so certain things like that. So you booked that you got that yourself or your agency? Your agent
got me the audition.
The audition, you got it. Okay. The shows like that show in different countries, and you get residuals.
Yeah.
From that way. Okay.
The Mick too.
Okay. So they can get shown in different countries.
Yep.
Okay. Now, how did you end up landing the role? You was a security guard on the Carmichael show.
Yeah.
Too, right? So you've been doing security jobs.
Yeah, I'm a fat black actor.
Right. So mine's to do security.
Yeah, that's what you do. If you're a big black dude, 2 roles you're gonna play. Either a bouncer or a cop or I don't know, just like a scary, menacing person.
Well, it's different because the role you played on Shameless was neither of those.
Yeah.
So how'd you land that particular?
That
seems to be the biggest one that you.
Yeah.
Okay, because
huge.
Shameless is in what season right now?
9.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're in season
8.
What? Season 8. How many episodes were you in season?
4.
4 episodes in season 8.
4 episodes. Yeah.
Okay.
Blessing. Huge blessing.
So how did you end up landing that role?
Well, besides God blessing me, my agent got me the audition. He sent me an email one morning, and he was like, "Yeah, I got you this audition." He said, "But you really need to be prepared for this." So he sent me the sides, and I really looked at the sides, and I learned them.
Now let everybody know what the sides are.
Oh, okay. For those who don't know, that's the script. That's the lines that they want you to say in the audition. So they want the character, whatever character you're going for. What you got to be able to respond to the person doing the audition, just respond back to them as that character. So show them who you think that guy is, that person. You know what I'm saying? So I went and learned those lines by heart. Like I spent a whole day like memorizing them, saying them out loud. You know what I'm saying? In my head, like the whole scenario of being in a scene with other people, and like. So I remember going to the audition. It was on Warner Brothers lot in Burbank.
Yeah, I was just there.
Yeah. So it's funny, man. It's crazy because when I walked on the lot, like, you know how you walk through.
You got the security guard right there.
Got that security guard, right? And, they got the lunchroom over there.
We were in the trailers.
In the trailers, okay. Yeah. So they got a spot where people go eat lunch, right?
Okay.
So I'm walking past there and I'm trying to find where I need to go for this audition. I see Clint Eastwood drive right past me. I'm like, yo, what the hell? So I'm like, yo, I'm in Hollywood, bro. This is crazy. So I'm walking to the trailer. I finally find it. I walk in this trailer, bro. Man, it's 120 people at least.
Damn.
All for different parts. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing these big steroided up dudes, you know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing these I'm talking fine ass women in there going for another role. And I'm seeing a bunch of dudes who look like me in there going for the role I'm going for. And then I see this actually made me happy because I saw a bunch of black women in there. I saw like a bunch of dark-skinned black women. And I was like, damn, it's about time they put some pretty dark-skinned women on TV, you know what I'm saying? So I was real happy to see that. And then, but I was looking around and I was like, yo, this is like some stiff competition because it's so many people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what makes it hard because you got to stand out amongst all these
right.
40 people
Right.
that's going for the same role you going for.
Right.
So I went in there. I put that out my head. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't even in there tripping. Like I looked at the lines because like just to refresh them in my head. But I knew them. You know what I'm saying? So I went in there and I did my lines, man. And like the dude was laughing. It was a dude sitting right over there. He was laughing. The other guy was laughing. And it was a lady looking at me. She just kept staring, And so I was like, well, I didn't think I got the part at all. But I walked out and I was like, well, I gave it a good effort, you know what I'm saying? And a day later, I got an email. And the subject line of the email was, fuck yeah. It was from my agent. The subject line was, fuck yeah. And it said, you booked the role. We need to confirm these dates. Can I go ahead and close this? And I said,
fuck yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I got the part. That's why I emailed him back. I'm like, I got the part? He was like, yes, you got the part. Can I, get these dates? I was like, oh, yeah, of course. So he booked them dates, man. Next thing I know, I started getting calls from wardrobe people. You know what I'm saying? I started getting calls. Hey, Ricardo, here, we're going to send you an email as a script. You know what I'm saying? I got on my Google Drive, I got all the scripts of everything I've ever auditioned for, and every part that I've got.
Yeah.
And I was
like, damn.
You know what I mean? Like
you just booked a role in the show.
Yeah.
Shameless.
Yeah, like a major cable network show, like.
And that's on Netflix, right?
It's on Netflix now. Season 8 is on Netflix now.
Okay.
But it was on Showtime.
Yeah.
So.
Right. So so it's still running. They're going to start shooting new episodes, right? And most likely you're probably going to be in that too.
Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Lord willing.
Okay, so you're in 8. They already did 9.
Yeah, they're doing 9 right now.
Oh, they're doing 9 right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if my character returns or doesn't return, I'm still in season 8. And I'm solidified it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's on my IMDb. You know what I'm saying? You could go on Netflix and queue me up right now. You'll see me in the first 3 episodes and then episode 6. Yeah.
And you see residual from that too.
Not yet, but that's coming.
Okay.
And I know. That's gonna be
because it's been on Showtime. It's on Showtime, and then it goes to Netflix.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, how did that feel? Knowing everything that you've been through, coming out here, and just the fact that 10 years ago, prior to that, you weren't even thinking about being a comedian. Now here you are on a TV show, a prime TV show, with a speaking role, with speaking roles in numerous episodes.
Yeah.
That's nothing but God.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? It's nothing but the universe aligning up for you to be able to, keep you moving. It's a reminder to let you know to keep moving.
Yep.
Keep going forward.
Yep.
You're in the right place.
Yep.
Don't stop. You know what I'm saying? No matter how hard it may get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Put
Sleeping in your car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
Here you are. Now, would you look at it as that was your biggest thing to land so far?
Well, I just that was a big one. I just booked a role on Insecure, which is a show I wanted to get on, and so I'm really proud of that.
That's the one coming up? This is the season coming up?
Yeah, season coming up. That starts this Sunday, I believe.
So you're on this?
I'm on one episode of that series.
What episode?
I think it's the last episode of the season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking role.
Yeah, speaking role.
Okay.
I got
congratulations on that.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
So you're on Insecure now.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's bro. That's so like I wanted to get on that show. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's a show created by a black woman. Black woman is the head of it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? And like, just.
So how was it when you got that role?
That was.
And what role is it? Or can you speak about that?
I think I can.
When does you know what? Matter of fact, when does that's about to come out, right?
Yeah, that starts Sunday.
Okay. Well, yeah. Most likely that's when this.
Yeah. I'm on the last episode of the season.
Okay.
I think it's like a few. I think it's like an 8-episode season.
Okay.
8, 9, something like that. But
so how'd you get that role?
So I got an email. Okay, so this is the crazy thing because I auditioned for the show 3 times, 3 different roles. And every time I auditioned, I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get it. I really wanted to get on that too, man. I really wanted to get on that. And so the first role I auditioned for was a crazy role. I played a drunk dude, right? And then the second one was like a guy who was worked at a property or something like that.
Okay.
And then the role I ended up booking was a role of a restaurant owner.
So you're a restaurant owner.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I get to, like, it's a nice little, I can't give it away, but it's a nice little exchange I have. My scene is with Issa.
Okay.
I met her, man. She was super nice, bro. It was everything I thought it could be, bro. Like, Regina King directed the episode.
She directed it?
Yeah, bro. Like in my lifetime, I could tell my kids that I got directed by Regina King. Like, I had a face-to-face conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I looked in her eyes and I had to keep my composure.
Yeah.
Because she has beautiful eyes.
Yeah, okay.
Shout out to Regina King's eyes. Because they green, beautiful. She looked 22.
Really?
She looked 22. She ain't have on a stitch of makeup, bro. She looked 22 years old. She looked younger than me, bro.
Here it is. This woman was 227.
I saw her on I used to watch 227 with my mother.
I did too.
Saw her on there.
And here you are.
Getting directed by her. Never in a million years.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to LA.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, for real.
Welcome to LA.
Shout out to God, man.
You know what
for real.
You know
Big shout out to God, man.
And not only that, but you stepping out on faith.
Yeah.
And believing in yourself and saying, you know what, I have to make something happen. I'm going to go in and try this.
Yeah.
Man, well, congrats on that.
Thank you, man.
To kind of wrap things up, because obviously after hearing all this, people that are listening right now, they're like, man, you went from that to, landing a role on Shameless to Insecure to, you know what I mean?
From
like now in stand-up shows and who knows what next? You know what I'm saying? So, to somebody out right now listening, I got listeners, man, and I got listeners, man, and all over the world, and and to someone listening to this right now,
the world is lounging with Skip.
Yeah, the world is lounging with Skip. Yeah. Inspiring actors, actresses, who want to, they may have an interest of something they want to do. What kind of advice could you give them? You know what I'm saying? For them to, you never know what may happen. They don't know themselves what may happen if they never try.
Yeah.
So what if they know what it is they want to do, but don't know how to just to do it and jump out there? What would you tell them to, keep them motivated or have them motivated?
Whatever it is that you want to do, be diligent about your craft, for one. Because the most important thing to be is prepared for an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? If you get an opportunity, the opportunity is cool, but if you show up to the opportunity unprepared, you're not going to get that opportunity. It's going to be a waste of everybody's time, yours and theirs. So be prepared, for one. Secondly, get out of your head the results, the success. Get away from that. Don't worry about that. Because if you really bout your craft, it'll come to you. You know what I'm saying? Chase what's important. Chase being a part of your craft, but chase what matters, which is you being able to do whatever you need to do. Also, don't worry about what you see other people do. You see other people do things you want to do, that's fine. You'll get there. There's room for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about what other people do. You know what I'm saying? Also, don't ever give up. Whatever you do, don't ever give up. Also, put yourself in a situation where that's conducive to what you want to do. Because I can tell you from experience, I lived for 4 years in a place that was healthy for me because I did need to live a normal life a little bit so I can really maintain myself mentally. But I should have been living close to Hollywood so I can be around people who are doing the same thing as I am, and that I can get in the game more. And you know, I may have done even more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very satisfied with what I've done so far. But I haven't reached the level.
So much more.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't put my feet up. So whatever you do in this game, don't ever put your feet up. You know what I'm saying? Keep your feet down until it's time to put your feet up. You don't know when it's time to put your feet up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But keep your head down. Keep working. Stay focused. Stay humble. Don't get caught up in the glamour or the glitz, and you know you trying to impress people, and you know you trying to be lit. You know what I'm saying? You'll be lit when it's time to be lit. Don't try to be pre-lit.
Yeah.
If you can be humble and just live life, but you know, to be diligent about your craft. Be about the art, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be about the results, or be about, you know, just being lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to be lit, that's fine, but that's childish. You know what I'm saying? Like, being, you know,
I think that comes with just the person and how they mature.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a question for you. What's a role that you would love to take?
I would love
to act on.
My goal is to play villains in movies. That's my goal.
To play villains.
Play villains in movies or a show. I want to play villains.
Like somebody like an evil person.
Yeah, somebody who, like, you know, is crazy, like psychotic, you know what I'm saying, or just like wild, you know what I'm saying, like just a wild villain, you know what I'm saying, or like the anti-hero. I want to play that person, you know what I'm saying, because that's the opposite of who I am in real life, you know what I'm saying, but I understand that element, you know what I'm saying, so I would definitely love to play that person, you know what I'm saying, or be that in movies. You know, I want to try to get to the level of the craft where I can play complex parts, you know what I'm saying, and non stereotypical parts, you know what I'm saying. But you know, I'll take whatever comes my way and try to, you know, bring the best of me to that, you know what I'm saying. But I definitely, and you know, I definitely would love to do comedic things, you know what I'm saying, like roles I can be funny in, that's cool too, you know what I'm saying. But I really, at the end of the day, I want to try to take my craft to the next level, which would be, I think the challenge for me would be to play a believable villain, you know what I'm saying, like somebody that really sets a movie off, you know what I'm saying, like if like a Joker.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I would love to play something close to the Joker.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
That's what I'm going for.
For any like directors or you know anybody out there right now, how can they get in contact with you? Just people who want to chop it up with you. How can they reach you? You know, Instagram, email. My
Instagram and Twitter is the same, at Father Flanagan. That's FATHER FLANAGN. GN, because I had to take the other A off because somebody else took my name.
Okay.
And you know, you can reach me there. Facebook, Ricarlo Flanagan. Email ricarlo.flanagan@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up, man. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever vision you got, you know, get at me. I'm with it.
No stalkers.
No stalkers though, please. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from the east side of Cleveland, so I don't really, you know, play games. So, you know, I don't have time also to play any games. So I'm going to address it real quick and maybe not such a friendly fashion. So I would ask that, you know, you keep it professional. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't bring the villain out of me.
Before it's time.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Wait for that to show up on TV.
Yeah, that's
not in real life.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather keep it there. So I would appreciate if you allow me to keep it on screen. You know what I'm saying? And not in real life. So
nah, man, it's good to rap with you, man. You know what I'm saying? You coming from the Midwest, I'm from the Midwest.
Yeah, right. To
just be able to rap with someone else that moved out here with the same type of passion, determination, no matter what, try to pursue they goals, their dreams, and really see themselves succeeding and doing what they came out here to pursue. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like that, I have to take my hat off to that. I have to salute that. You know what I mean? And that's why I wanted to bring you in, you know what I mean, and be able to rap with me and lounge with me, you know what I'm saying, for this episode, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it, brother.
So, Ricardo, I appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having me,
Yes,
bro.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My pleasure, man.
Yes, sir. And until next time, once again, you all can follow me on Instagram at Loungin with Skip Podcast. That's Instagram at Loungin with Skip Podcast. And just follow me there. Hit me up in the DM if you like. And until next time, peace.